You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
You got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Yeah, Dr. Dre is in full effect, and I gotta tell y'all a little something. Eazy-E is down with us. MC Ring, you know he's down with us. DJ Yella is down with us. Arabian Prince, you know he's down with us. Tony A the Wizard is down with us. JJ Fag is down with us. Timmy T, you know he's down with us. DJ Pooh Boy is down with us. Toddy King's Bay, they're down with us. My boy Ice Cube, you know he's down with us. I like to mention, so pay attention to where I'm from, Compton, but the tapes are from the Roadium. My name is Dre, listen while I play. And by the way, I'm also down with NWA. Yo, Steve at the Roadium is down with us. Slanging funky tapes, it is a must. We're number one.
Tony A. Tony A. When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio episode 74. And before I introduce my special guest, I got some promotion I got to do. Once again, the High C album that I produced back in 1991 has been repressed, and it's got 3 bonus tracks. So if you haven't got that, go to DOCUMIXERY.com and make sure you cop that. And once again, we're working on trying to release some more Roadium mixtapes. I got, once again, the Scanless. I got 24/7. I got High C, 88 Boom and Bass. You can just go to DOCUMIXERY.com and see which ones we have. For those of you that still like hard copies, I know many of you have bought the downloads on the website, but if you still want hard copies, we still got a few left. 4 of these Dre did, and the other 4 I did. But if you just want to see the documentary, DOCUMIXERY.com. If you want to purchase it for unlimited streaming, punch in the code TRMD20, TRMD20, and you will get 20% off. Other than that, I'm still getting hit for the GoFundMe page for the Chicano rap documentary. And people are asking, can I still donate? Yes, absolutely. Donate whatever you want. If you want to donate $2, $5, $10, or whatever, I want to thank everybody for helping us meet our goal. But if you still want to donate, that's fine. You know what? It's all good. If you donate anything over $50, once again, you still get your name on the documentary and you still get the incentives. But you know what? Without further ado, my next special guest, you know what? I've been trying to track this man down for a few months. And I want to thank DJ Dominator for putting me in contact with him. And because of that, please allow me to introduce, without further ado, Murry Brumfield.
How you
doing, brother?
Doing great.
So, you know what? It's been a mission trying to get to you, and we finally did. We talked on the phone, and I'm glad we did. We set up a date, kept your word, and you're here. And to me, a man keeping his word is very important, because you'll be surprised how many people flake out. And it really, really it really irks me when, you know, when people say, yeah, I'll do it a month ahead of time, and then the day of, I can't make it. Whatever. Cool. But you know what? This guy's a man of his word, and I want to thank you for being here today. Other than that, how was your 4th of July, man?
It was great, you know, quarantine, but it's great.
You know, if you saw the news, we were all supposed to be quarantined, right, but from a helicopter, shit looked like Afghanistan in LA.
Yeah.
You know, horrible, but everybody's celebrating their freedom, really. Yeah. Or, you know, other than that, your overall weekend, like what is it that Murry does on a weekend, man?
Well, Murry, typically, you know, go see friends, you know, listen to music, just kick back, no set pattern.
Okay, no set pattern. Now, I know through this pandemic, many of us have been forced to stay at home. What is one thing that, because of this pandemic, you miss doing that you can't do now? You know, for an example, for me, was going to the gym. Now the gyms are open. Is there anything that you used to do, maybe golf or whatever, that you still can't do now?
Well, traveling.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so got to stay out the airports. I like going overseas and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You know, when I was younger, I had many of opportunities to go overseas, and I was younger. I was in my 20s, and I always thought to myself, you know, there'll be other times, you know, many how would you say? I'll get other opportunities. I had a chance to go to Japan, Europe. I had an opportunity to go to Canada, and Australia, and I always said, next time, you know, next time, and it never happened. So now I wish I could have took those opportunities.
Well, it's not too late.
Yeah. Well, you know, hopefully this thing takes off, and I would like to do a Roadium radio tour with a lot of the artists that were on here. You know, so other than that, I always like to ask everybody, man, what is one thing you like to watch on TV, if anything?
I like the have and the have-nots.
What was that again?
Have and the have-nots.
Okay, I haven't heard of that.
It's on OWN.
Okay.
I also like Queen of the South.
You know what? I've been checking that out.
Yeah, it's good.
I've been checking that out. You know which one I haven't seen? It's kind of embarrassing. I've watched that one. What's that one about? Oh man, it's DJ. You may have to help me with this one. It's the one about Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, Narcos. Well, I'm watching that too.
Right, Narcos one I've seen, but I have yet to see the Mexico one. Have you seen that one yet? I think that's like the
I
part
saw the first episode, but I'm watching that with some friends.
Okay.
The Narcos.
Okay.
So I was watching Narcos Mexico.
Yeah.
About 1 or 2 episodes in. So
Okay.
they said, don't watch that. Start at Narcos. So you know, we have, I guess, a group watch on Narcos. So season 2, episode 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the first one, the first Narcos. The Mexico one I have not yet seen. I think I started watching one, like the first one, I turned it off, but I need to catch up. And it's kind of old because everybody's pretty much already seen it, you know. But I like watching shit like that. I like watching a lot of documentaries. I like watching a lot of, you know, I like watching a lot of TV when I have the time, you know. But other than that, you know what? For people to get to know exactly who you are, where were you raised at?
Compton.
Compton, California. Did you move around, or were you always there?
Always there.
Yeah.
Yeah. From, I guess, since I was 1 year old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And your family's originally from California?
No, my father's from Mississippi. My mother's from Texas.
Okay.
Fort Worth.
Okay.
Father's from Midnight, Mississippi.
Dope. Now, Fort Worth, you're not a Dallas Cowboy fan, are you?
No, I like, you know, Rams, Raiders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as long as you like the Rams, I don't really care for the Raiders.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people probably going to talk crap on the chat line, but it's all good. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, even though I'm originally from out here. So, but other than that, big brothers, a lot of brothers and sisters, or?
Yeah, I have 3 brothers, 3 sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice. Growing up, you play any instruments at all?
I played the saxophone for 1 year, and I got a D. I was better than that. You know, I played pretty good, but I got a D in the class.
Okay.
And so I just stopped playing it.
All right. All right. I know before we went live, we were talking about that you went to Dominguez High in Compton.
Yeah.
Play any sports while you were there?
I played football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good?
Yeah, I was good on the JV team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I played defensive end, but Greg Townsend was there too.
Oh, really?
At the same time.
Well, you know, it's funny because most people that come from Compton, they either go to Compton High or they go to Centennial. But you went to
Dominguez.
Dominguez.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Don's,
Okay.
I mean, it's the best place.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. I like to ask everyone that I interview as far as what type of music would you say you were raised with at home? I usually like to try to see what shaped and molded you in the direction that you went later on in life as far as music is concerned. So what did you grow up with?
Okay, early on, I remember listening to the blues.
Okay.
You know, B.B. King. We had a cousin that played bass for Bobby Blue Bland.
Wow.
So, you know, so I guess that's why there was some blues in the house. And then maybe because it was so negative, maybe my father took it out the house or something. Because I remember hearing it and then never hearing it no more.
Okay.
And I remember sitting in front of, you know, they used to have the TV with the components that next to it, the turntable.
Right.
And I just remember sitting there and listening to like Rock the Boat. Remember the song Rock the Boat?
Right.
You know, that was like a hit for a long time. And I remember like junior high, just, you know, listening a lot of just like, you know, just Motown stuff and all kinds of stuff.
It's funny that you say that about Bobby Blue Bland because I remember I was in Louisiana. To be more specific, I want to say, because I stayed in two places. We had a show out there and we went to go visit my friend High C's family out there. He has family in New Roads and in God, I just had it, New Roads and anyway, they don't come to me. Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge, and we were performing and we were having sound check, and across from us, it was a theater. It said "Tonight, Bobby Blue Bland." And I remember I'd always heard his name. You know, I was like 22 years old at the time. We performed, and after that, they all went back to the room, and I went in there and I bought a ticket, and I saw him perform. You know, and I really enjoyed that whole vibe, the whole atmosphere. Of course, I was getting fucking drunk and everything, but I enjoyed that shit. So I enjoy all kinds of music, and that's why I like to see what type of music you grew up with. So it was just pretty much blues then.
Yeah, in Motown, but I did the first blues rap.
Really?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, it's on Lil Chill's album.
Okay.
Ain't No Love Lost.
Yeah, because I know you did some singing and rapping.
Yeah, pretty much, you know, the Nate Dogg of Chicano rap.
Awesome.
So I sing, you know, make up the hooks and sing the hooks like for Brown Pride, you know.
Yeah.
If blasting you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Wow. If blasting you is wrong, I don't want to be right. That's dope. And I think you did one for them too. And I'm kind of jumping a little bit ahead, but wasn't it called Friday Night, if I'm correct? Or
yeah, okay. Friday Night, that was a guy named Fred, called himself a chameleon.
Okay.
So yeah, he had like probably the best pipes in the world.
Really?
And he sung for a group called A Spectrum back in the day.
Okay.
And so he got on the instrumental, well, also the main version.
Okay. And for some reason, I thought it was you singing on that one.
No, I'm singing. Except for that song, I do all the singing.
Okay.
Like all their songs.
Okay. Now, what does Murry do after high school? So you graduate high school. What did you do? Did you start going to college?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was fortunate enough to get into UC Irvine.
Okay.
And so after high school, I went there, and it was a different experience, from Compton to Irvine.
Okay, and what did you major in Irvine?
Biology and psychology.
Psychology, okay.
Yeah.
And soon after that, when you finished, you started teaching?
Yeah.
Okay. I had to say that for people that may not know that you were a teacher.
Yeah.
A high school teacher, if I'm correct. Okay. And so you started working at Carson High School here in the Harbor area, if I'm correct?
Yeah, I worked at Washington, Gardena, Carson.
Okay, Washington, Gardena, Carson. Okay.
Yeah, and at Carson, that's where I met Spanish Fly.
Okay, and what years were those?
That had to be around 1990. And actually, I heard of them before. They called me one day. And I didn't know them from. I wonder how they got the number, but anyway, they said, they're Spanish Fly and this and that. But just so happens, I went to Carson the next year, and they were there.
Wow!
And so then I think they called me again, and again I wondered, how they got the number, but they called me and said what they were doing. So this is like the fate part. I said, okay, I'll check you guys out. I'll pick you guys up. We'll go to Paramount Studios. Now, to me, that's kind of fate because, usually without hearing the group, you don't just take them to Paramount. That's where the legends pretty much recorded at. And so we went there, and, as I was talking to you earlier, I said, Rich Rock, said, Orale Essay, at that point, shut the tapes down, saw the whole vision of what, came to be Chicano rap.
Wow.
And, Brian Dobbs, he was with me there. He produced Coolio and, the guy at the Big Natural.
Yeah.
And actually, County Line was written for Rich Rock. The track was Rich Rock's track.
Wow.
And, you know, Rich Rock didn't make it to the studio that day, and somehow it, you know.
Now, County Line, we're talking about County Line for Coolio.
Coolio, yeah.
Yeah, that was originated for S. Rich Rock
Right.
of Spanish Fly. Wow. And now, I know you had Family Records, Hoodlum, and then Familia Records.
Correct.
Okay. What year did you start Family Records?
Family Records was around 80. Well, I'll say about 90, just
Okay.
1990.
Okay. And what were some of the artists that were on that record label?
Okay, we had First Amendment, which was 5 guys in the group,
Okay.
all from Inglewood.
Okay.
And Mac 10 was actually in that group.
Really?
So yeah, so before he was with Q, he was in that group. And he has a few good songs, you know.
Okay. Now, if you don't mind me asking, how did you meet them?
A friend of mine named Sherman,
Okay.
he had a video store on Figueroa, and I believe it was 102nd. So, you know, his friend of mine, so I was in there. So one of them happened to come in. So we got to talking, and he was saying, you know, that I was, you know, working on music and all that. And so, you know, we just met up. Be Upon, he sings Lockdown on the West Prison, you know. So me and him pretty close. So, you know, from there, you know, they did some songs. They're on a couple of, I think they're on Southside Rider compilation.
Okay.
And then the West Present, Mac 10's first song, is on West Present.
Okay.
The West in Peace compilation.
Okay. And those are some of the first stuff you released then?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And after the First Amendment, who came next off of Family Records?
We had Shardy J.
Okay.
Love Between, which, you know, his market pretty much was the Chicano market because he was on, you know, oldies and
Yeah.
and all that. But, you know, a lot of people like Shardy J.
No. And I'm sorry,
Oh,
finish?
and I had a R&B group, a female group called Attraction. And they had a song, Do You Want to Dance, and a remake of Fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work. And
And PM, group out of Memphis. Okay.
all right. Now let me ask you this: from being a teacher, what was it that made you invest or inspired you to open up a record label?
Well, I always wanted to do that. I was like a guy that was really into the funk.
Okay.
You know, in high school, you know, Parliament, Bootsy, you know, that was my thing. Most people back then were in like, it was divided. You know, there were people who were into Parliament, there were
Right.
people who were into Earth, Wind and Fire thing,
Oh,
and there
yeah.
were people into the Isley Brothers. So most people fell into
Right.
one of those camps. And so, you know, my college nickname is Bootsy, you know.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so I was like, you know, funketeer, and like in the neighborhood, I was that guy that was, you know, always talking funk and,
Dope.
you know,
Yeah, you
you
knew
doing
your
the baby,
music.
you know, all the Bootsy stuff, you know, that was me, you know. And so, you know, real fan of George Clinton, and so I always wanted to get in the business, you know, from that standpoint. I thought I probably would have joined Parliament.
Really?
You know, I mean, I was really into the funk. And I say, before I forget that, musically, my uncle,
Okay.
you know, really, I guess, I don't know if you're familiar with Chuck Higgins. Pachuco Hop.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, well, he's a saxophone player. He had the song Pachuco Hop.
Okay.
And it was real popular with Latinos.
Yes.
You know, and so he even, you know, helped start Richie Valens, and
Really?
Johnny Guitar Watson was his guitarist, and you know, he was a pioneer in a lot of, you know, sense.
Wow. So,
And
music traveled in your family pretty much.
yeah, and you know, like a family get-togethers, you know, my cousin Cliff and all that would, you know, play. That's the kind of tradition on my mother's side of the family that, you know, when we have, you know, get together, everybody breaks out the you know, instruments and starts playing. And then when I got into, I didn't really play any instrument until after college and stuff. So when I started working on keyboards, since I was teaching, I had started having a little bit of money, so I bought Matrix 12 Oberheim.
Oh yeah.
So that was like the granddaddy of all keyboards, So it's about $5,000. So I got that, and so I started playing with that, and I really didn't want to get too good at it because I felt that if you played the keyboards too good, then it wasn't gangster enough for the music.
Really?
So all the keyboards I played, was kind of like simple. If it's too elaborate, then they know, how does this guy find time to, go to school and learn the keys. So I just kept it real simple. Got the Moog and it's Fender Rhodes, and and developed a sound.
Awesome.
So
Wow, you mentioned all the names of all the keyboards that I used to have. I used to have the Oberheim. I also had the ARP Odyssey. I also had the Mini Moog. I also had the 88 key Fender Rhodes, Hohner clavinet. So I had a bunch of those keyboards. So you brought back a lot of memories. I used to have them in here. But you know what happened when I started producing that kind of music? I noticed that in around the 2000, 2005, a lot of these kids didn't want some original funk sounding music. They just wanted to make beats from their laptop,
right.
So that's when I started getting rid of my stuff, But now, Hoodlum Records. Now, why from Familia to Hoodlum? Like, why not? Family. Why not just stick with Family? Why the transition to Hoodlum?
Because Family was more the name.
Okay.
Kind of may not mesh with the music.
Okay.
I had the idea of family entertainment.
Right. Okay.
And like I said, my group was from Inglewood. They weren't, Inglewood family, but
right.
But people probably thought that. But
right.
But it just made sense.
Right.
And then Hoodlum was more of the Compton,
okay.
So it was pretty much artists from Compton.
Okay. And who was on the Hoodlum label?
Okay, we had Lil Chill.
Okay.
40 Ounce, Solo, Shady T, a group called Dick 'em Down from Watts. And myself, I had a group called Shaft Gangster Clique.
Okay.
So I was like the Shaft for the clique.
Okay.
And so I produced and sung the hooks, and we had done some rapping on it too. And so we had that kind of like 70s movie sound.
Oh, okay.
So Shaft Gangster Clique, it's on West Presenting.
Okay.
So like I used to go to France a lot.
Really?
And so they used to do a lot of articles and stuff, and I always was amazed how the French knew more about what was going on here than a lot of people here. Because
Wow.
like what later interviewed me said she came to I believe Imperial Courts and stayed in the projects with the subject of her article.
Right.
So I mean, just that attention to detail. I like how and then they found me. I mean, so so they were doing research, and I wish I had a picture, but they had a map that they have over there, and it's a map of L.A.
Okay.
And so they have Familia Records. They have East LA. The Booyah Tribe. They have Carson. Eazy-E and all that, Compton and Ice Cube. South Central. So I was always amazed how they even came up with the concept that they drew the map.
Yeah. That's pretty dope. Damn, that's pretty amazing. You would have happened to have that map yourself, didn't
Man,
you?
I wish I had it.
Wow, that's awesome, because that's something that I would love to show in the documentary. At least what France came up with.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now here you had Familia. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Family, Hoodlum. Then you have Familia Records.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I want to get into. Why now? Why Familia? I know you said when you heard Rich Rock say "Órale ese," and you said you had a glimpse
Right.
of what the possible future could have been or could be.
Yeah.
Okay, so you if you will. You start up your record label now, Familia Records. Who is the first group that you signed to
It was,
Familia?
Rich Rock,
Okay.
yeah, Spanish Fly.
Okay, Rich Rock, Spanish Fly. And after that, who were...
Okay, okay, it was like it's hard to say. It was you know, they both came out. I'd say Rich Rock was the first album, but then again that was on Hoodlum, but that was called Wrong Side of the Tracks.
Okay.
What dropped first was Spanish Fly and Norwalk's Most Wanted.
Okay. On Familia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Norwalk Most Wanted was A.W. Familia, Anthony Waters,
Okay.
and he was a person that had a music store in Norwalk.
Okay.
You know, which eventually I ended up buying because he moved out of town.
Okay.
So he had a group from Norwalk, which was Norwalk Most Wanted. And so, you know, he basically, I guess, turned the group over to me. And, but we released it under A.W. Familia.
Okay. Okay. So let me get this straight. Just I'm trying to get the timeline straight. So it's a Rich Rock. Wrong Side of the Tracks was on Hoodlum. Then on Familia, you have Spanish Fly and
Norwalk Most Wanted.
Norwalk's Most Wanted. Now, when S.A. Rich Rock's 18 with a Bullet came out, how did that do for you?
It did good.
Yeah.
It set the tone. Well, first, to backtrack on the label, you know, the group, I remember the group asking me, I was like, you know, let's do this, let's put it out. So they were like, you know, what label?
Okay.
And so I remember I had family. And so just I said, okay, well, Familia.
Right.
So that's how the name, it was just a split second,
Okay.
you know, thing.
Yeah.
So it sounded good. So everybody was like, let's roll with it.
Just roll with it. Yeah, that's dope. Because I remember Steve Yano, who you had told me you had did business with. He showed me the S.A. Rich Rock 18 with the Bullet 12-inch. And I remember he pointed at it and he said, this shit is selling right here. This shit is selling. And I remember I looked at it and I've known S.A. Rich Rock since junior high school.
Right.
You know, as a matter of fact, I was sharing with you earlier that I remember picking him up on my beach cruiser. Well, ride all the way to Carson, pick him up on the handlebars, ride him back. I had my 4-track, and I want to say it was either 87 or 88, and we did a couple of demos. I mean, people always ask me, "Do you still have them?" No, I you know, they were just demos. We record over them or whatnot. Here's one thing that a lot of people didn't know: when NWA was rapping on my mixtapes, and they went on tour, we needed another rapper to rap on my mixtapes, and I had presented S.A. Rich Rock to Steve Yano because he was the one calling the shots, and he goes, "Well, he's cool." But let's listen to the other guy at the Swami, which happened to be High C. So he chose High C over S.A. Rich Rock. So there could have been a possibility that S.A. Rich Rock could have rapped on these mixtapes in the late 80s. And he was only like in junior high school, probably 8th or 9th grade.
Well, actually, you know, I remember that because he was telling me, you know, that he did 18 with a Bullet back then.
Really?
You know.
Okay.
So I validate you on that one.
Oh,
yeah.
Dope.
And I think he did have a tape, you know. I think it was kind of scratchy, you know.
Right.
But it was there. You know. And
now, so you released that record, and you said it did well. Did they start doing shows immediately?
Yeah, we started doing shows up north.
Okay.
You know, and the funny thing, you know, I guess Rich Rock stories. we did the show. And, you know, show was going on, and it was in, I think, San Jose or something. So anyway, the security was saying, hey, you know, they need to talk to me. So I said, you know, what about? So it was about my rapper.
Yeah.
So Rich Rock. So Rich Rock was, I guess, busy hitting people up and just causing chaos.
Yes.
You know, in the audience. So that's when I kind of figured, yeah, security is really for your own people, kind of, you know, to keep, you know.
Right.
So anyway, that was our first show. We, I got sued on that trip.
Really?
Yeah, because
wow, we
were in Bakersfield, and I got some gas, and I forgot to put the nozzle back, so it was still stuck in the. So we're driving. The next thing you know, the thing pops and there's gas flying everywhere. So,
Wow.
But we finally made it to the event,
Wow.
and we did some shows with Proper Dose too.
Really?
Yeah.
Dope. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We're going to go ahead and press pause right there. And when we come back, I got something to ask you since you told me you guys went up north. And then we're going to continue to talk about Norwalk's Most Wanted and all the other artists that were on Familia Records. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and take a break. Everybody, please go to the refrigerator. Get yourself a Modelo. And if you're one of those guys that drinks a White Claw, you can just log off right now. But other than that, once again, get your popcorn ready because we got Murry in the motherfucking building. So call somebody, text somebody, pay somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, let them know that Familia Records is in the motherfucking building. See you in about 10 minutes. Welcome to Roadium Radio, and I am your host, Tony A. the Wizard. We started a GoFundMe page because we need you to help us meet our goal. And our goal is to release a Chicano rap documentary. And we need you to be a part of this. Everyone who contributes will have certain incentives offered to them. For an example, I'll name one. Your name will be on the credits of the film. Everyone who gives, everyone who contributes, their name will be on the credits. That's just one thing that we have to offer. But yet, if you read the description, you'll see other incentives for your contribution. If you've seen the Roadium Mixtape DOCUMIXERY, you will not be disappointed with this documentary shining light on Chicano rap, the Chicano culture. It is something that can be used as an educational tool now and in the future. So once again, help us meet our goals so that we can start production. And remember this, we have a voice and we will be heard.
What it do, it's Mr. Little One chilling on Roadium Radio with the one and only Tony A and John motherfucking ELKINS, boy.
Hey, what up? It's your boy Mr. Shadow. You're watching Roadium Radio with my homeboy Tony A the Wizard. You know what time it is.
Yeah, what up? This is Mr. Night Owl, and you're listening to Roadium Radio with the legendary Tony A the motherfucking Wizard.
Yo, what's cracking? Nosotros somos Aqua. Estamos aquí con Tony A the Wizard. You know Roadium Radio, damn it. You know what it is.
Yo, what up? This is Mellow Man Ace and Padrino, and you tuned in to Roadium Radio with my man Tony A. Keep it locked.
Yo, what's cracking? It's your boy OG Arabian Prince from the world's most dangerous group, NWA. Sitting here with my boy Tony A the Wizard on Roadium Radio.
What's up, everybody? It's your homegirl Magic Girl, and you are now listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A the Wizard.
Yo, what's up? This is Bozo, aka Emiliano. You tune into Roadium Radio on Tony Viz's YouTube channel. Let's get it.
What up? It's Mr. Soto. You guys are now in tune to Roadium Radio right here on Tony Vision on YouTube. Yep.
Check it out. This is MC Poncho on the MIC. Shout out to Tony A the Wizard, Roadium Radio. You already know.
What up? This is DJ Trick, Spanish Fly, and you're watching Tony A on the Roadium Radio Show.
Big G, Roadium Radio, Tony A in full effect. Stay tuned, watch, listen. That's how we doing it over here.
Yo, what up? I'm out here. This Big Daddy Swoles. I'm jamming with my man, Tony A the Wizard, out here on Roadium Radio. The podcast is off the hook. Check us out.
This is DJ Clientele, and you are listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A the Wizard.
Yeah, this Baby Bounce here with Tony A the Wizard. You are now tuned in to the Roadium Radio. We do it for the people. You hear me?
Mic check. Ernie G from Proper Dos, and I'm listening to Tony A the motherfucking Wizard on Roadium Radio. And if you don't know, you should know.
What's up, everybody? This is Soren Baker. I'm the author of the book, The History of Gangsta Rap, in stores now worldwide. And you're listening to Roadium Radio, hosted by Tony A. Make sure to check it out. We talk about the Roadium Mixtapes. We're here. Soren Baker, Roadium Radio.
Y'all, this is Greedy Greg, and I'm chilling with Tony the Wizard on Roadium Radio.
Hey, this is Swifty Blower right here at Roadium Radio with Tony A the Wizard. Stay tuned.
It's the KAS here live on Roadium Radio with the one and only Tony A the Wizard.
What up, y'all? This is Kiki Smooth, the first Mexican rapper out of Compton, rich and ruthless, and you're listening to the Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Grand Wizard, El Mago himself. Hey, Compton's in the house.
What's up? It's Quete Yesca with my harbor out of homeboy Tony A the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Yesca.
Hey, what's up, gente? It's your homeboy Duende. You're tuned into Roadium Radio with my homeboy Tony A the Wizard. Ya te la sabes, wey.
What up, what up? It's your boy Baldacci the Beast, F for Music, Face of LA, right here at Roadium Radio. Make sure y'all tune in. Your boy Tony A the Wizard.
This is Kelvin Anderson, owner of the world famous VIP Records, and you listen to my man Tony A the Wizard on Roadium Radio.
Yeah, what up? It's Lil Black, you the brown super baller, and you checking out Roadium Radio with the homeboy Tony A the Wizard.
Yo, what's cracking? It's your boy OG Big Wicked, Real Ones Apparel, Orange County. Out here with my boy Tony A the Wizard, Roadium Radio. Y'all make sure to peep it. Peace.
Que tranza raza, aquí su servidor, Sinful and Pecador, and you listening to Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A the Wizard.
Check, what's up? It's your boy Capital I Man from the Mexican crew, and you're tuning into Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A the Wizard. This motherfucker's a legend. Bah!
What's up, y'all? This is Chris the Glove, and you're watching the Roadium Radio Show on Tony Vision on YouTube.
What's up? This is Mr. D on Roadium Radio, kicking back with the homeboy Tony A.
Yo, this is Fancy the Boss. Tune in on YouTube at Roadium Radio with Tony A the Wizard.
What's up? This is Leah Farsayer, aka the Dragon, the Serpent, the Spear. I'm on Roadium Radio with my boy Tony the Wizard.
Hey man, Nick V and Eric B, the Baker Boys in the house, hanging out with Roadium Radio and the one and only Tony the Wizard.
Tony the Wizard, aka Kylo Ren, right here on YouTube, Sundays and Wednesdays.
Tony Vision, subscribe
Tony
now.
Vision, yeah.
Voice, big baby.
What's good with it? This is old creep, aka Jay Stompanato. I'm putting it down for Orange County on the Roadium Radio Show by West Coast legend DJ Tony A. We up and out, bitch.
What's up with it, dog? It's West Coast Gilly on Roadium Radio with the legend Tony A the Wizard on Tony Vision. You know what it is, West Coast to the fullest, believe that.
What's up, everybody? This is Stefan Orior listening to Roadium Radio with Tony A the Wizard.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Doughboy Tony. You tuned into Roadium Radio with West Coast legend Tony A the Wizard.
What up? It's your boy Lottie the G, straight out of Santa Ana, CA, and we right here live in the mix with the West Coast legend Tony A the Wizard on Roadium Radio, Tony Vision on YouTube.
Yo, what's up, world? This is Cool 187 above the law in the building, and you tuned in to Roadium Radio with my man Tony A the Wizard.
What's up? This is Darren Vegas. You're on Roadium Radio with Tony A the Wizard. Real West Coast hip hop history right here.
Yo, what up? Sleepy Malo in the house here at the Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A the Wizard, giving us our voice back. One of the realest motherfuckers I know.
What's up, homie? It's homie Frankie Quinones, aka Creeper from Cholo P, and you're listening to Tony A the Wizard on Roadium Radio. That's what's up right there.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's Cujo the Savage. I'm right here with Tony A the Wizard, Roadium Radio. Everybody stay tuned, man. It's a motherfucking hit.
Yo, shout out to Roadium Radio, Tony A the Wizard, your boy Pablo Nunez right here in the studio. Be about it, people.
¿Qué onda, muchacho? Ahí viene este miro. King with the Black Sick and el Negrito de Los Angelitos, and you're checking out that Roadium Radio with Tony A the Wizard.
¿Qué hubo, Raza? This is Wicked from the Brown Side here on Roadium Radio with Tony A the Wizard. You know.
What up? It's your homeboy Infinite TGM, chilling with Tony A the Wizard on Roadium Radio. Make sure you guys go check that out.
What up, everybody? This is Wicked Baby Doll, and I'm chilling with Tony A at Roadium Radio. Check it out. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow him on Instagram.
What's good? It's your boy Spanky Loco, and you tuning in to Roadium Radio with that motherfucking legend, Mr. Tony A. You know what time it is, West.
Hey, what up? This is Rebello the Dawn.
And this is Dominator.
And we came straight from the 805 ready to slap that motherfucking meat on your grill, bitch.
Roadium Radio, Central Coast Click.
What up?
What up with it? This your boy OG Magoo, Los Angeles airbrush artist, big chillin' on site with the homie Tony the Wizard on Roadium Radio. All gas, no brakes. Let's get it.
Man, you're now listening to LA Icon, man. Right here live with Tony A, the motherfucking Wizard on Roadium Radio.
What's up, this is Esa Daz, the Spanish Fly, with that reintroduction right here on Roadium Radio with my boy, the Wizard, Tony A.
Yeah, what up? It's Spanish Fly MC, Big MOC, Mr. Most MC, on the Roadium Radio Show, baby, with Tony A, the Grand Wizard. Let's walk.
Johnny D from Spanish Fly on Roadium Radio. Your one and only Theo with the giant Cheeto.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Trish Toledo, and I'm over here with Tony A, John motherfucking ELKINS, and DG Media at Roadium Radio. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Blanca. Bobby D presents Uncle Snoop's Army. Chilling right here at Roadium Radio with Tony A, the Wizard. Make sure you tune in Wednesdays and Sundays at 7 p.m. on YouTube.
What up, West Coast and all hip-hop fans? This is your girl, Violet Brown, and I'm here with Tony A, the Wizard.
Yo, this is Daniel Jones, the D to the motherfucking G Media Clips. Here with your boy, Tony A, the Wizard, on the Roadium Radio Show.
Check, 1 2 1 2. This is Roger Live, and you are in tune to the sounds of Tony A, the Wizard, on Roadium Radio, West Coast.
Yo, what's up? This is John motherfucking ELKINS, and you're tuned into Roadium Radio with my homeboy DJ Tony A, the Wizard.
You're back now at the Jack Off Hour with the podcast that slaps you across your fat ass with a fat ass dick. And I'm Tony A, the Wizard, your host. And thank you for tuning in. And without further ado, please let's jump butt naked back into it with Murry Brumfield. Murry.
Yes.
Mexicali Slim. Where did that come from?
It came from one of my rappers named Too Tall.
Okay.
He's from Oceanside, Fourth Waiver Clique. And we were just talking, and he was like saying, you doing all the Latino rap and stuff. He said, man, you Mexicali Slim.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. So it just kind of fit.
Yeah.
So I
just ran with it.
Yeah.
That'll work. So you were talking about up north. You had it's a Rich Rock, and obviously he's performing 18 with the Bullet. And by the way, I want to give credit where credit is due. I know that I want to give a shout out to Esa Daz and to DJ Tricks. I know DJ Tricks produced that track.
Toker.
And sorry, who's that?
There's another member, Toker.
Another member, Toker. Okay. So that people won't get that confused with the brown side Toker. This is a different Toker.
Yeah.
Okay. So much love, much respect to you guys. So now, did you ever run into the norteño sureño issue out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're out there with Brown Pride.
Okay.
And Night Owl was on the show, so it was Brown Pride and Night Owl.
Okay.
And so I believe it was, I think it was in San Jose again.
Oh yeah, that's like the headquarters right there.
Yeah. So we go to the show, and so we look around, and we walk into the show. I mean, outside it's just how norteños roll. They're all deep,
Yeah.
So they're all outside. I mean, just pickup trucks, flamed up and everything.
They're deep.
Yeah. So anyway, we're like, man, this is gonna be a good show because it seems like the whole city is there. Right? So we walk in the show, and they boycotted it.
What?
So what happened is, Night Owl went on to perform, and it was just like 2 people in there. So everybody bought tickets, but nobody wanted to come in because, we were from the South.
Wow.
So nobody came in. So I was telling Night Owl, just go on, man, just 2 or 3 people there, just give them your best shot,
Wow.
And then Brown Pride performed, same thing.
Okay.
So we made news that night, though. So after the show, after they perform, then everybody comes in because it's a norteño rapper.
Yeah.
So the guy had the crowd, just rocking. So I thought we were kind of the only game in town,
Right.
But I guess they, up there it was, they had their people. And I was like, wow, I never had heard the guy, but you know, it was like, you know, Lil Rob just, you know, filled it up or something.
Right.
So that was, you know,
Wow.
and then after the show, you know, we're all just kind of hanging out, and next thing you know, they all, you know, they roll through and just start blasting, just everybody's just ducking and running for cover, you know, and so it was just like almost, you know, like a shootout.
Wow. Wow. And this
It was a
pretty
shootout. Yeah.
And this is, you say possibly San Jose?
Yeah, I believe it was San Jose. San Jose.
Yeah, you know what? We've also had problems there. Just me and High C, you know, going out there. But you know what? I need to say something to the public because I like where this is going. Let me go ahead and tell you guys that if you guys have any questions that you guys want to present to Murry, please write it in the chat right now. We're going to take the 10 best ones. The 10, like, honestly, no bullshit. Pertaining to music, the 10 best questions pertaining to music. Go ahead and submit them now. I'm going to have somebody write them down. And on the next 30 minutes, we'll go ahead and have Murry answer them. So no bullshit questions, just everything pertaining to music, and we'll answer them. So go ahead in the live chat and submit your question. And if you're from Wisconsin, I know we have people from Germany, people from Greece. Go ahead and shout out where you're from, okay? And we'll give you guys a shout out. But now let's jump back into it. So now I know, so you had Rich Rock. I know you had LSD. I know you had Brown Pride. I don't want to confuse that, and I need to point that out, that it's not Brown Side.
Right, Brown Pride.
Brown Pride. Now, from what you know of, because you were there from the very beginning, from what you could remember, was Brown Pride first before Brown Side, or did they come out together, or you're not sure?
Okay, you know, no disrespect to Brown Side. I believe that Brown Pride was the first, but you know, okay. Well, we can look at timeline based on Eazy-E, kind of.
Right.
You know, about a couple of weeks before he died, he called me.
Okay.
And so he was interested in the Chicano rap game, you know, and you know, he wanted, you know, he said, you know, he's interested in Spanish Fly and Brown Pride, you know, and you know, but I didn't think it was a good fit.
Okay.
Number one, you know, Eazy wasn't really giving any good deals, per se.
Okay.
And so anyway, you know, he went, I guess he got Brown Side.
Okay.
And you know, they were dope. You know, they had this song. Can't think of it now, but they were dope.
Yeah. The album was knocking, the first album.
Yeah.
Now, Brown Pride is from the harbor area, specifically here, Wilmington.
Right.
You know, that's where they're from. So you ended up signing them, LSD, Night Out, Spanish Fly. If there's anybody that I'm missing, please fill us in.
Okay. Mean just like a list of different artists?
Yeah. I know Norwalk's Most Wanted.
Yeah, okay, yep. Spanish Fly, Norwalk Most Wanted, Brown Pride, then Night Owl. So Night Owl was the first artist from San Diego.
Okay.
And so a lot of it started shifting toward San Diego.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had Night Owl, and then Night Owl said he had a friend that he said was pretty dope. So we all met, and it was Little One.
Little One, okay. Yeah.
So I met Little One. You know, Little One's a character.
Yeah.
So it's all good. And so, you know, we were talking. So we did the first Little One album.
All right.
You know, so I had my guy draw Mark Vasquez. You know, he's my illustrator.
Okay.
So I kind of told him what I wanted, and he drew out the picture for the Once in a Decade album.
Once in a Decade album.
A little scary picture.
You know, and I'm glad you brought that up, because one thing a lot of people praise you for is the artwork on a lot of the album covers. I know a lot of them were, I'm trying to remember the album that people kept bringing up that were saying some of the artwork.
Still Smoking?
I believe that might be
Lil
it.
Rock.
Yeah. A lot of people saying that a lot of the artwork was really dope. What made you go into that direction? Instead of maybe just taking a picture, you went with artwork.
Well, just to have my vision kind of.
Okay.
You know, so little stuff like Southside Riders, okay, I was like, okay, I want the street to be blue.
Okay.
Blue bandana.
Yeah.
I want the buildings to have blue rag just draped.
Right.
So I want the city to just be like, it's so locked down, and then put a Regal with some bullet holes and, just trying to create a scene.
Mm-hmm.
And because we were actually going to do the Southside Rider movie, and that's why Southside Rider was actually the soundtracks for the movie. So, but anyway, I tell him how I wanted. So me and him worked really well because he could see what I wanted, and he had such strong artistic ability. I don't think, maybe not now in our lifetime, but later down, he'd be like a Picasso.
Really?
Because of his illustrations.
And what was his name again?
Mark Vasquez.
Mark Vasquez. Okay. Yeah, Mark Vasquez, you got a lot of fans out there with your work.
And
so you were pretty much just trying to bring reality to a cover.
Right. And he was from my neighborhood too. That's how we first he was just saying and it turns out he was like really, good.
And is he still doing artwork?
Yeah, I haven't talked to Mark in a while, but he was doing logos and, real prolific logo person.
Wow.
But, if I still had some of the prints, they would, I'm sure, gold mine.
Right. Okay. So now you have little one.
Mm-hmm.
How did, and I may be jumping up ahead, but if we can backtrack, that's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
How did you end up with a Little Rob album on Familia Records?
Okay. Lil Rob, Lil Rob's brother wrote me a letter. Said, he has a little brother, which is Lil Rob. And, he said, he thought, he works hard. And so we end up meeting and, that's when I signed him to the Crazy Life.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And obviously at this time he was not with Low Profile, or
no? Nah.
Okay. All right. And that's one thing that a lot of people wanted to know, because for some reason they always associate him just with Low Profile, and but never with, I guess, with you.
Yeah. My albums was Crazy Life, Still Smoking.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a story in itself. Of
okay.
I guess we'll get to that later.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: when that record dropped, how did that record do for you?
Crazy Life it changed. I mean, we were good label, viable label. We had Night Owl, Little One, Spanish Fly, Brown Pride. Just a bunch of albums, and so. But I already knew. I mean, when I heard it and saw him, I already knew. I said, Lil Rob, he's gonna be. We had rappers, but we never had a heartthrob.
Right.
So I was, we needed a heartthrob on the label.
Right.
And so, Daz would probably argue with me on that, but
because Daz thinks he's a heartthrob too.
Yeah,
much respect on me.
Yeah, but but he wasn't marketed that way.
Right.
So I knew all those things that Lil Rob would be. So when finally got to Crazy Life, I just really, for me, I just went to work. Like night and day.
Awesome.
For some years, for about at least a year, constantly just, hustling Lil Rob.
Okay.
So, and then, he was good. He's great. He's, if you look at the numbers, he's the best.
Yeah.
So, now Lil Rob, with the demos and stuff that I got, he actually was a Rich Rock fan.
Really?
Okay, I'm going through, I can analyze the music and pick up where they got their styles and stuff. So his demo raps were, playoffs, 18 with the bullet, just, so
Wow.
I think he even said 16 with the 18, with the bullet
Right.
was, that's a classic, that set the tone for everything, for the label, because it solidified the label as, legitimate kind of gangster rap label.
Yeah.
So, with the style and everything, like even when we took the pictures, I didn't really want them to know we're taking the pictures.
Okay.
Pick them up, so they're dressed just like they would normally dress on any given day. So to bring the realness to it.
Yeah.
Because at that time it was different marketing. Like Latinos at that time in the arts it was really a super, super, super clean image. I don't know. That was like it was real super clean. So I wanted to have, just more gritty look,
Yeah.
And so by doing that, and I think people connected with it.
Yeah. So now, I know, because you were talking about the image, it was because back then, even now, I still iron my own clothes, but people would iron their crease on their white tee, their Ben Davis, cuff them up, some Nike Cortez, smelling good, the Tres Flores in their hair and everything like that. Good, clean image. Today we...
No, I mean clean is...
right.
Is... Yeah, hands down,
They're tight.
It's clean.
Right.
Everything has to be just right. But clean, just kind of non-gangster clean or non-street clean.
Okay.
But yeah, but by and large, that image really wasn't pushed in the arts too much.
Right.
Right. As far as the music or...
Right.
Just an interesting story with like my vision for Rich Rock. I remember growing up when I was growing up in Compton, there was this guy from Paramount. I was at the liquor store, and he was Chicano guy, real tall, tall, lanky, and so he hit me up. He was like saying he was from Paramount, so I was just saying Compton, whatever. Anyway, he was so smooth. He pulled out a razor on me, right? And he just pulled it out just so, just kind of that,
right.
that style, And he put it to my neck, and and I remember I was eating some Fritos at the time because Fritos wasn't always there. When Fritos came out, that was like, okay, we're giving the Latin market some love,
right?
It was new. People weren't really promoting; they was going mainstream,
right?
And so he hit me up, and then he jumped into it. Then and I just remember I don't know if it was that to save me, but anyway, I said, "Oh, I know somebody from Paramount. This guy played Pop Warner with Ernie Enriquez, and so I think he knew him."
Okay.
So he said, "Oh," man. And he was just so cool, and he just put his stuff up, jumped into a bomb. And I was like, man, that was a cool guy. He didn't kill me, but I just remember that style.
Yeah.
And then when I saw Rich Rock, I said, that's the guy.
Okay.
I want to hear that guy rap.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was like, so that was, to me, that was that guy on wax.
Wow.
And
that's dope.
So that was kind of, part of it.
Yeah. So how long was your relationship with Little Rob before his departure from your label?
I'd say it's probably good 3 years.
Okay.
Contrary to, I guess, word on the street, me and Lil Rob never had an argument.
Okay.
He'd come down here, and I remember we came down, hung out with Brown Pride, and
right.
And we, like, to this day, we never had an argument personally, never got into it personally. Okay, when he left, then and he went to Low Profile.
Yeah.
So, and then I guess, I hear some of the comments, people say, well, he dissed Familia Records. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so to me at the time, I didn't think it was Lil Rob. I thought it was more royalty.
Okay.
You know, putting them up to it.
Okay.
You know, so, but to me at that time, it was actually, you know, good. Because see, if he hadn't have dissed me, nobody would even know who I was. So I was like, oh, that's good. That's like, you know, that's like Snoop dissing somebody, or, you know, I'm just saying. It's
yes,
like,
exactly.
It's, you know, so all of a sudden that person, you know, people want to see, well, who is that guy? So actually, you know, I was like, okay, you know, Lil Rob dissed me, all right. So I know I'm in his mind, and everybody else knows I'm in his mind.
Yeah.
Okay, which at the time, you know, as with any star, you know, people just gravitate to who they mention, who they hang around. You know, you can be a rapper with nothing, but if you were rapping next to, you know, Mac 10 or whoever, you're automatically somewhat in the game.
Yeah.
You know, so I just, you know, I was doing all the work. You know, Lil Rob said at home, you know, I basically did all the work. You know, I was, you know, I wasn't just hollering, you know, mush leading, you know. I was like pulling the sled and just, you know, really putting in a lot of work.
Okay. You know, I had a question, and this one just crossed my mind. Earlier today, when I posted your flyer on Facebook, somebody said, this guy used to rip people off. Now, let me say this. If it's not Familia Records, if it's not Thump Records, if it's not, what is it, low profile, if it isn't, you know, high power, if it isn't Sleeping Giant, I think that's E-Dubs or Kool-Aid's label, Silent Giant or whatever. If it is, everybody that left all of those labels, everybody claims I got ripped off. Everybody does. Now let's look, if you will, now these are all Chicano rap labels. Let's look at some of, just a couple of what we would call black labels or black owned labels from Lonzo Crew Cut Records. Let's look at Ruthless Records. Let's look at Death Row Records, just to name a few. Everybody that left there, I got ripped off. You know, here's my thing, and this is what I commented. People need to learn the business side of rap. You know, because if you sign a contract, if you did, and that's what you agreed to, don't bitch and complain later on when you leave. Let me give you one example, okay? When we signed this deal, okay, our contract was $140,000. $40,000 for the first single, $100,000 for the whole album, okay? This was through Disney, 1990. It didn't come out till 1991. A manager's fee back then, I don't know what it is today, I think it's still the same, was 20%. Okay, for us it was 20%, okay? Now, me and the rapper High C, we both agreed that it was fair that Steve took 1/3 of the advance money. Okay, we agreed to it.
Okay, yeah, true.
Okay, we agreed to it, okay? Now here's why we agreed to it. Because when I met Steve in 1987, again, when I got reacquainted with him in 87, he introduced me to Dre, he introduced me to Eazy, he introduced me to Cube. He would bring them all to my house. I was there when they recorded a lot of their music, okay? So he introduced me to everybody in the music industry, from Violet Brown to Jerry Heller, etc., okay? Then he allows me to take over the mixtapes when Dre stopped doing the mixtapes. He gave me that, and he was paying me, so he took good care of me. We found High C at the swamp meet. He started rapping on them. We get a record deal. With that 1/3, this is what he did. He opened up Scanless Studios. Okay, he opened up a record label, Scanless Records. And he had a 2-inch recording studio, a big studio in the city of Alhambra that he said we can record there anytime we want, whenever we want. With engineer, all you got to do is pay for your own musicians or whatever. Later on, there was a dispute that, he was taking too much from the other party. I never cared. Because here he provided for us, you know. He made sure we ate. He made sure he was our manager. He drove us around. He got us our rooms. He got us everything. So I can never ever sit here and say Steve ripped us off. If anything, he opened doors that we probably would have never walked through if it wasn't for him. And I think if there's anybody, you know, and I don't know all the details, if there's anybody ever trying to claim anybody other than yourself or yourself, they just need to thank you, first of all, because they probably wouldn't have got in if it wasn't for a person like you. Because here I am talking to the person who started the first Chicano rap label, and he's not even Chicano. So, you know what, man? I want to say thank you for helping opening doors for us. So that's what I want to say. Anybody got anything negative to say, you know what? Keep that shit to yourself. So, anyways, brothers, I had to get that off my chest. So,
yeah. But I mean, you know, if somebody want to say something, then, you know, just, yeah, I'll be happy to answer.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. You know, you would. Now, let me ask you this: when this whole movement, Familia Records, started, if you can remember, was it ever called Chicano rap back then?
No, I named it Chicano rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
You named it Chicano rap.
Yeah.
Do you remember around what time, what year?
It's about 6 months before I came out with the compilations, Chicano Rap Volume 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it needed a name, so I figured Chicano Rap.
Okay.
Now, I was going to call it Pachuco Hop.
Okay.
So it was between Pachuco Hop or Chicano Rap.
Okay.
And the reason I didn't go Pachuco Hop, because, you know, I'm from Compton, and I mean, I understand hip hop is, but I was always a rap guy.
Yeah.
I mean, to some it doesn't matter, it's the same, but to me there's kind of a difference, you know.
Yeah, okay.
So I wanted to go with rap as a Chicano rap as opposed to just being, say, Pachuco Hop. But I like Pachuco Hop because my uncle said before, you know, that's why I was going to name it that, because he made the song Pachuco Hop.
Okay.
And then later on I had a group called Young Pachucos.
Okay.
You know, they're from like border town, Arizona, and they had special sound. You know, didn't get to its fullest potential, but you know, I really they had a lot of potential in a good sound.
Yeah,
like a border town sound.
Yeah, you know, I know doing this interview right here, we're not going to be able to get all of your history, because I know a lot of people have a lot of questions that they want to ask. And I get it, even if it takes for you to come back to do another interview. But what I want to do, I'm kind of glad that we're not going to cover your whole history in its entirety, because a lot of it needs to be saved for the documentary. You know, I don't want to give everything away, you know, but I want you to save some special things for the documentary so that people could tune in and watch it. Now, as far as the Chicano rap that's possibly within the last 10 years, I don't know if you kept up to date with the Mr. D, Southland Gangsters, the Capones, the Mr. Criminals, or whatnot. How do you like the state of Chicano rap today, or are you even still acquainted with it?
Well, I say the last artist that, you know, I was probably really into, or, you know, I wouldn't say that, but just, you know, that I recognized, you know, that really had a good future going was Lil G.
King Little G?
King Little G, yeah.
King Little G, okay. Yeah, a lot of people, he has a huge fan base.
Yeah, so he was, I guess one time associated, I believe, with Youngster.
Okay.
You know, New Jersey. So I kind of, you know, help him get started. So, yeah, but really most of the rappers that, even if I didn't put them out, you know, pretty much they're from my tree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like coaches, you know, have a coaching tree.
Yeah.
You know, I think I have a, you know, just a rap label tree, because, well, Familia Records, pretty much everybody came from that.
Yeah.
And then at Kingswood Records, you know, you see the back distributed by Kingswood, so that was mine also. But so most of the you know, the different Chicano rap labels, I distribute them also. So, you know, like even, you know, Royalty came out, he was, you know, distributed. If you look at the first cassette tape from Royalty, it'll say, you know, manufactured, distributed by Kingswood Records, Familia Records. So, so really, you know, anybody associated with some of the core, you know, albums, I feel like, you know, I had a part to do with it. You know, like, you know, like 805 Records, you know, good friend Tomas, He put out, Triple C, Cali Lifestyle,
Yeah.
Young Spanks, a whole bunch of, he's prolific,
Yeah.
like I think I was prolific, so I distribute his label. And so that kind of, I push, like Triple C, Cali Lifestyle, all his, just like his mom, so.
Wow.
So all the, bunch of different labels. And
So if I heard you correctly, you actually distributed low profiles or royalties first?
The album Coast to Coast.
The album Coast to
So
Coast.
if anybody finds a cassette, just post it.
Okay,
and
the
then
back.
you'll see. Yeah, so that should end all discussion,
Wow, wow. Now this one, before we go to break, I wanted to ask you, because I usually ask every Chicano rapper. And after I started asking it, everybody went crazy asking each other on different podcasts. But it started here. If you had to define, what is Chicano rap?
Okay. Well, I mean, I had I guess my own personal trade secrets, which, I guess, we're deep in the game, so I could tell a few little things, I guess.
Okay.
Because I had I had my own formula, and which was pretty good, because pretty much everybody I put out, they sold.
Okay.
So, but my thing was, how can I put it? When I looked, at let's say a potential Chicano rapper that was going to be on my label, or, I look at kind of the authenticity, meaning I was really looking for culture there. You know what I mean? And I mean, as you know, when people back then, especially back then, most people were really kind of trying to rap hip hop style.
Yeah.
Which was leaning kind of more toward black style rap.
Yes.
And that was, when you really judged, let's say, early Chicano rapper, a lot of people not in the game would judge that person based on a mainstream artist, whether that not they can rap or not.
Right.
Okay, so I was big on culture.
Okay.
So my idea was, okay, I'm gonna, just like you had like Eazy-E and all those guys, they were rapping about what's happening in Compton and within the culture. So my idea for Familia Records was, we're gonna rap about what's happening in the barrio.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna be language specific. We're gonna talk about, we're gonna use, basically our own slang. You're gonna talk to the people.
Okay. Yeah.
That's basically it. So I want to see that form, inherent in the person.
Okay.
So, like Rich Rock, Rich Rock is straight, 100% Chicano.
Right.
He's there. That's, what I mean? I'm just saying he's there.
Okay.
And what he's talking about, and it's a good thing, we had it right from the start. He was talking about what's happening in the barrio.
Awesome.
Awesome. He was talking, he didn't care if, if black people didn't like it, if white people didn't like it. He was going straight for Chicano. And that kind of was the general theme for the label. It was to, promote Chicano art.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can rap any style, And, one of my big things I was happy about Chicano rap is that you don't have to be Chicano to rap it.
Okay.
To me, that's the test of a true genre.
Okay. Oh, you know what? That opens up my next question, but we're gonna go ahead and take a break. Okay, we're gonna come right back, and I'm gonna hit you. Well, you know what? Let me ask you this first. Give me your shortest answer, and I think you already answered it. But for the people that have not heard it or did not hear you, they're gonna hear it again. On Familia Records, who was the artist that sold the most?
Okay, we'll get to that when you come back.
Okay. Okay. All right. We'll come back to that one. Okay, everybody. Once again, we're here with Murry Brumfield, the first Chicano rap label ever here, California. Originally from Compton, LA, everywhere. Chicano rap label artists have come somehow from his label or from things that he started here. But we're going to jump right back into it as soon as we come back. So make sure you call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, let them know that Murry Brumfield is in the motherfucking building, and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yo, what's up? It's Bella. I'm here on Roadium Radio with my boy Tony A. the Wizard. Stay tuned.
Yo, it's Ray Monique on Roadium Radio with Tony A. the motherfucking Wizard. Tune in and subscribe.
What's going down, everybody? This is Big Rich G here at Roadium Radio with Tony A. You guys got to check this out, man. Don't miss out. Tune in.
It's your boy Producer A here at Roadium Radio. It's your boy Tony A. Make sure y'all subscribe every Sunday, Wednesday, 7 p.m. with the dopest podcast popping in the motherfucking West Coast. Make sure y'all subscribe. Peace.
Yeah, this is Pablito here at Roadium Radio. I'm here with Tony A. the Wizard. Tune in.
What's cracking? It's your boy Noel G in the house, aka Hector. You guys know what time it is, right here with the Roadium Radio Show, hosted by your boy Tony A. the Wizard. Keep listening. We got something good for you.
What's good, beautiful ladies? It's your boy MC Magic, Tony A. the Wizard. You already know. Roadium Radio Show. Turn it up.
Yo, what's good with y'all? This your boy Big Prodigy from the legendary South Central Cartel, and I'm over here chilling with my homeboy Tony A. the Wizard on the Roadium Radio Show. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the page on YouTube. And by the way, check out that interview with yours truly. You dig? Wes.
What's up, guys? This is Mayuto. You're watching Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Little Silent from VOTG, the voice of the ghetto, man. Tune in every Sunday and Wednesday to Roadium Radio. You already know, hosted by the legend himself, Tony A. the Wizard, man. Don't miss out, man. That should be active out here.
What's up, everyone? This is Antonio Pelayo. I'm here at Roadium Radio with Tony A. the Wizard. Make sure to subscribe.
Yo, what's up, everybody? LA Baseball Head here, also known as LAFC Soccer Head, chilling on Roadium Radio with my homeboy, Tony A. the Wizard.
What it do? DJ Joe Cooley. You chilling with me, DJ Tony A. the Wizard, and Roadium Radio. You heard me?
What up, everyone? This is Solita. Tune into Roadium Radio, hosted by Tony A. the Wizard.
What up? Susie Q in the motherfucking building. I'm here chilling with Tony A, the motherfucking Wizard. Roadium Radio, YouTube. You guys check it out. Subscribe. Spank it easy.
Yo, this is Shady Boy right here with Tony A, the Wizard on Roadium Radio.
What's poppin' with it, family? It's your boy Jokes Loves Life, and you are now tuned in to Roadium Radio with the one and only Tony A, the motherfucking Wizard. That's right, love life, y'all.
This your boy Wito Trees, Roadium Radio in the house, Tony A, the Wizard. What's up? What? West Coast, how we do it, flossing, down Pacific Coast Highway, blowing trees, all up in your face, boy. What?
What's up? This is your boy Panther on Roadium Radio. Tune in with your boy Tony A, the Wizard, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yeah.
Yo, call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
Lonzo, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You sure?
Motherfucker, I'm ready. Goddamn.
Like it ain't shit, cause I'm a player motherfucker named DJ Quick. It's a full-time jack move. Chili chill, yo, homie, make the track move. Freestyle, me, mama, keep the big chicken. Sweat dripping, girlies in the middle with your chill. Walked in the house, got shot. 1, 2, 3. Motherfucker, don't down. This shit. This is it, y'all. Daddy. Kick your ass.
Cut. We're good.
And we heard about this young kid from the Harbor area named Tony A. And he was a DJ, Holmes, and he was going in with the big stars, you know what I'm saying? And he was like one of us going in and infiltrating inside of all these MCs, you know what I'm saying?
A Roadium mixtape is just mixed of different types of music, no matter what genre it is. And like I said, it's like making your own musical movie.
When La Raza came out, man, even the amount of sales of the single of La Raza that got moved out of the Roadium was crazy, bro. And that song just got played and was played in all the stands over there. And I was blessed to go back one time even to see it, and I want to say in 91 or 92.
Although they were not black, they were Oriental, Asian, whatever you want to call them, they were cool. And they embraced everybody, blacks, Latinos, whoever came to the swap meet to want to buy music, they were record people.
Hey, Tony, drop that. What, bass?
I bet.
My name is The Croft, the C-R-A-W-F-O-R-D, the poet high C. Tony A. the wizard, just as cool as a visit. Thinking out of turn, stabbing pussy like a lizard. Oops, I'm sorry, homie, I didn't mean to say that. Steve is in the house, come on, won't you play that funky dope beat? You know you gotta throw me some Stanley ass crop coming straight from the Roadium.
You are now about to witness
Tony A. Get funky. Tell them where you from. You don't think I'm living, well, fuck you. Who's on a Saturday night in LA? Yo, feeling kind of fancy. Stop what you're doing, cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. What the hell are you looking for? Can a young man make money anymore? Wear my jeans and like freaking on the floor? Or is it my job to make sure I'm poor? Disruption, disorder, who nourish, not justify. Those that live at the FBI, look at mama's baby. Ice Cube getting dumb at the Roadium with the funky drum, and you know my man Steve can get some. With a fool like Tony A when he plays stupid dope shit by WA. You wanna spray? Dumb motherfuckers, no doubt. And sucker DJ, get the fuck out. Tony A.
What did you say your name? What did you say your name?
Tony A. I have won 1 million battles. Lights, cameras, action, sound. Give me that mic, I'm about to go down.
thinking of a master plan.
This story's funny. I met this girl and she had money.
Welcome back, everybody, and I got the questions, and we're gonna go ahead and ask them. Hopefully we can get to all of them, okay? If we don't get to all of them, believe me, many of these questions will be answered in the documentary. I know many people on Facebook, you need to get this guy, you need to get this guy, you need to get this guy, you need to get this guy for the documentary. You would have thought, me being 52 years old and being there when Chicano Rap started, that I would have done my homework, right? Right, okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it, Murray, because a lot of people, you know, and I don't mind people's suggestions, who should be in it, who should not, but if I got in contact with a person like you who pretty much started the first Chicano Rap label, I think that they would know that I know how it all started. So, the first question, it says, how come he didn't include Little Rob's single Cruisin' with his reprint of crazy life?
Because I think I had. Oh, you know what? I just forgot to. I mean, just that was that I should have put that in there.
So it should have.
Should have, but it's just like people always ask. No Alchemist wanted in the first print. Why do you not have? It's a song that I took it off the album because I felt it wasn't good for. No Alchemist wanted. I love the group, but that one song I felt wasn't good for Chicano rap or only because it was too devilish. Okay. just to put it,
Okay,
I mean, but the group there
at the time.
Yeah, no, I just didn't want Chicano rap to kind of, and they didn't mind. That was just one song. They just happened to, I guess they were playing around. Okay. And the track was like one of those backwards.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? I don't know if there's anything in there, but I don't want my fans to get. Right. You know what I mean? Okay. Everybody understood it, so no big deal. But,
all good. How did you come across Little Menace?
Through Guillermo.
Okay.
More affectionately known as Huggy Memo.
Huggy Memo.
Okay. So me and Guillermo, just real good friends, and he, started Boulevard Records.
Boulevard Records.
And so he knew, I guess Lil Menace probably came to a store or whatever. But anyway, he knew Lil Menace, and then so he, I guess introduced me to Lil Menace. And, I know a lot of people probably wonder what's the story and all that stuff. So, as I recall, I mean, this is like a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I did a deal with Menace. Okay. I gave him, I guess, I think I owed him like 12,000 something. I gave him like, I think 10,000 or something. He bought some equipment and something like that. So, for some reason or another, I guess the 2,000 was missing. So yes, I owe him 2,000. But in the meantime, he pressed a copy of it. So I'm feeling, don't get me wrong, I love Lil Menace. I mean, I think even, if we, bump heads today, it's all good. I mean, and Lil Menace, like I said, next to Lil Rob, he's, one of my favorite artists. So, we had, good times, and he's a very he's very creative. I mean, you only got to see Lil Menace, but he had more, a lot more, a lot more art ready to come, out. So it's really kind of like a tragedy, that we couldn't fulfill all, see the whole thing through, because I had, the vision I had for Lil Menace is big or bigger than Lil Rob.
Oh, wow.
Because I had, the vision for Lil Rob, I mean, what happened was exactly according to the vision.
Right.
So, and I had, that or even more powerful for Lil Menace. And a lot of people also, I just happened to look at the comments, a lot of people, one person said that, Familia Records brought division within the Chicano rap community.
Yeah.
Disses and, people basically just free for all kind of.
Right.
So, but, they blame me for it. Okay. Now, but first of all, Lil Rob dissed me first. I wasn't going around dissing anybody.
Right.
So Lil Rob basically did the song Familia Records, whatever, and dissed me. So, I love Lil Rob. I still love him now. I thought when he did that song, it's probably a little disrespectful, considering I'm the one that, for lack of a better word, made him, who he is.
Okay.
And so to do that, but then again, I know, Lil Rob was a young kid, easily influenced, and I'm sure, Bro T put him up to it.
Okay.
But I did have, they mentioned this in the comment. I want to kind of answer some of those comments. I did, you know, I talked to Lil Menace. So our, I guess our, you know, hit back or whatever you want to call it. So Lil Menace dissed Low Profile and Lil Rob. Okay, I mean, I doubled down on it. I dissed him on Mr. Wicked's album, song called So Rough, So Tough. So I just Lil Rob royalty on that, you know. So those are the two disses, you know, that I guess from our camp. So it's a lot more coming back at us, but I just to answer that guy's question, you know, I didn't cause any division. They came to me.
Right, they started it and you just answered it back.
Right.
Okay.
And also Lil Menace, you know, hey, that's good when your rapper supports and you know, so, and you know, going against Lil Rob at that time when Lil Rob was probably, you know, there was nothing bigger than Lil Rob. Was you know, that was a risk on his part, so I appreciate that.
All good. So now this is one that a lot of people have asked. Ask him why the Sickles was supposed to be Little Rob and Little One.
Okay, the Sickles, just like they said, the Sickles was supposed to be Lil Rob and Lil One, and I can hear Lil One right now laughing.
I hear Little One laugh every day. That guy's hilarious.
Yeah, so you know, I'll just make a short story, but I know Lil One's laughing. So they're supposed to have that album, and the album cover I had was so dope that it would have been the biggest album, you know, Chicano rap history, I think.
Really?
Just based on the cover.
Wow.
Because it was so real. It was a picture of Little One and Lil Rob in Lil Rob's bedroom. You know, just taking a picture, you know, just a picture.
Right.
But you have all Lil Rob's junk and, you know, it just was a real picture. And I knew everybody would just, you know, they would just get it.
Right.
And so me and Little One, you know, we bounced around, you know, where's the album, you know. We bounced around, and so we never came up with the album. I went down to San Diego, went to the Raiders game, so it took, you know, some people out here. We went to the Raiders game, so I said, well, you know, we'll go by Little One's house on, you know, on the way back from the game.
Right.
And so Little One's like, yeah, I left the tape. It's taped to the doorknob. So he said, I'm not gonna be there, but I left the. So I go, and then go to the door. The letter is torn, like somebody took the master.
Oh wow!
So, you know, it's either that's true, and it probably was true because we never seen the album.
Wow!
So that's what happened to that. So what Little One did was he got with G. People saying they know what I'm talking about, but no, it's G.
Okay.
And so they did the Sickles. Okay, so, you know, I made a mistake with that album in the sense that I never labeled the songs.
Oh, okay.
I just put this album out. There's no song label, but some good songs, you know, out of that.
Okay. Do you still have that artwork, the cover?
Yeah, that Mark did that too. The Sickles cover.
Okay, and but that was never released then.
Okay, the Sickles from Little One and G. I can't think of the last part of his name, but they did the album. Sickles was released. It's so
okay.
You know, so good.
Even that, but you had mentioned that cover that they were in Little Rob's room.
Oh, that cover never was released.
Yeah, that's what I was.
And in fact, that cover, I was in Hollywood and I did it. And there's this little thing, Tower of the World or something, you know, right there in Santa Monica. It has a big giant globe.
Okay.
Anyway, I was having the finishing touches on the artwork being done there. So they go out of business in about a week. So that cover will never, I just missed the cover.
Wow. Wow.
So, but, things happen, some crazy things happen in music.
Okay. Now, let's get to these other questions. Who, or I asked this right before we went to break, what artist of Familia sold the most?
Okay. Well, that's kind of easy, you know. Everybody knows Lil Rob sold the most.
Okay, Little Rob. Who is your favorite Mexican rapper? I'll add / Chicano rapper. Let me ask you, it's a twofold question. Of Familia and just in general, possibly even outside of Familia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go outside first.
Okay.
CALI Lifestyle and Triple C. You know, I look at them as the same kind of.
Wow.
But outside, yeah. Because when I started working with Tomas, you know, that was the first group was CALI Lifestyle. You know. And you know, they were dope.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like really the first group to kind of challenge the system that was in place.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like you know, I was coming out with Southside Riders, and then I went to Salt Lake City, and so Tomas wanted me to see his group, and so I went out there. You know, I liked him. So I think what Tomas was doing was, I think I talked to him about you know, about a year ago, but he was saying that, yeah, you could have had him, you know, because I went down to Santa Maria and
right.
met, you know, all of them. And, but I thought, you know, I didn't know that you were offering the group. I just thought that, you know, this is your group and,
right,
you know,
right.
But yeah, they were dope. So I liked their sound, you know, it was real, you know, that kind of sound, you can't be duplicated today. You just can't, you know, even like Spanish Fly. I mean, you know, me and Daz, you know, Tricks, and we, you know, that album, you know, it can't be redone today.
Right.
Because number one, I used, like I said, I used the Matrix 12. You know, you can't even find those now.
Right.
You know, and we did it in a, you know, 24-track studio, Paramount, you know, a couple other 24 tracks. I don't even know if people even do that. You know, we did it in the studio, so it was a costly album.
Yeah.
You know, very costly. And even 18 with a Bullet, man, we must have did about 7 revisions, because everybody was saying it's every time I play it, it busts my bass speaker. So
yeah,
we kept adding too much bass.
The 808,
you know. So one guy was like, man, you know, because of you, man, I keep having to get, you know, the bass, you know, new bass speakers. So,
right.
you know, I thought he was pretty pissed off, but he was just smiling, you know, like, because he liked the song so much. So,
right.
But anyway, I go back with me and Daz and remix it.
Okay.
And, you know, but somehow that bass was just, you know, it just kept cutting through.
Yeah,
you know, but
so you were the CALI Lifestyle,
Triple C.
Triple C.
Yeah.
Okay, and within Familia now, because that was outside.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you say was your favorite in Familia records?
Okay. You know, it's different levels. Like, I mean, Spanish Fly, you know, that's because that's my first, you know, real hit production.
Okay.
And so, in the sound, you know, that sound is just, you know, that album is really nice.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's, like you say, my heart. But, you know, going outside of that, okay, like I say, when Night Owl came, you know, Night Owl, you know, he was Night Owl.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had our problems, you know, all, you know, but, you know, me and Night Owl were real close.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And, you know, so we talk all the time, man, you know, it's like, and I think what, you know, most of the artists still say, you know, that, you know, maybe if it didn't end well, I mean, while we were artists and, you know, label and stuff, you know, we all had a good time, you know.
Right.
We can, you know, even like in the studio now, my one of my artists, Mr. Junebug, you know,
Okay.
he's sitting back there, you know, so, and he's, you know, actually he will be the president of Familia Records going forward. So we're going to see what kind of,
awesome,
you know, so,
let's try to get some of these questions.
Oh, but I'd say, outside Night, I like Night Owl was big, you know, and he carried Night Owl. Like, every era people carried the day. Night Owl carried his day, you know. You know, Little One carried his day. You know, Brown Pride, you know, they carried the day. Let me say this before, you know, some people asked, a guy asked about the sophomore album.
Yeah.
It was really a tragedy for that. We had songs that, I mean, Brown Pride was poised to just take over. You know, we had just a great album. The Engineer, Skip Town.
Really?
So all the masters, you know, and really everything. He skipped town. I mean, disappeared. I haven't seen him, you know, 20 years or whatever. And all the equipment, the Matrix 12.
Wow.
All, so really we had to, you know, and the masters for Brown Pride's album, which to me was like just the masterpiece. I mean,
wow.
And all of it, just all that work in it. And I don't know if you ever did a song or something where you knew it was dope, and if you lost it, you could never really do it justice.
Of course.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's to answer. I read the comment one guy mentioned, you know, so really, you know, it's heartbreaking to me, you know.
Yeah,
but
well, we're definitely trying to get to all the questions, and we got a lot more. So if you guys get upset because it seems like I'm trying to rush, I got 2 pages full. So please bear with me. And believe me, I want to hear all the answers. Who are Young Pachucos?
Okay, Young Pachucos is a group out of Arizona, you know, border town.
Okay.
They had a nice sound. I mean, it's just, you know, it's funny. It's, you know, they had a song that was, you know, it was a Chicano rap hit called "Wanna Bounce."
Okay.
And you know, it was, you know, it was #1 for its run. You know.
Really? Okay.
They had an album. We never really finished working on it. You know, I guess things come up, different things, but I had a lot of you know, high hopes for that group.
Right.
But we, you know, never fulfilled it. But I mean, they were, you know, they were dope. They were, you know, they brought a border town sound that was, you know, all these groups bring a different sound.
Yes.
You know, like Spanish Fly brought the harbor area, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I guess, you know, I'm an honorary member because I was, you know, the high, you know, coming up with, you know, but like, you know, they have the harbor area sound, Cali lifestyle, you know, they have that, you know, the Central Coast sound, and every, you know, Night Owl came with his sound, you know.
Yeah.
Little One came with sound. So I think on my label, what separated is everybody had kind of their own sound, but it was still within an overall Familia sound.
And that's what I think. What you just said, your label had so many different sounds. Mm-hmm. And I believe that's what's wrong with Chicano rap today. Mm-hmm. That's a different subject. People may differ, but I believe everybody had their own sound. That's what made everybody different. And I always preach that I like different. Mm-hmm. I love different. I don't like people that sound all the same, you know. But now, this next question, you pretty much already answered it, but I'm going to go ahead and shoot it so that this person knows from Minnesota, Minneapolis. As do you and Royalty ever have beef? But you already pretty much answered that.
Well, we have beef, you know. We got into it a lot.
Okay.
But overall, you know, I mean, there's a lot of beef between us. But me and Raul are, you know, we could talk. You know, we in the middle of the beef, you know, just, you know, go out, just, you know, have dinner or whatever. But so we have beef that plays out on a certain level. Mm-hmm. But I think down deep inside, you know, we only maybe tussled a little once, but we have basically a, you know, it's just a friendly thing. But aside from the beef, we're comfortable with each other in terms of, you know, if I'm in San Diego, you know, I could say, "What's up, we're all in." Even though there's beef, but it's not like, you know, I'm gonna kill you or, you know what I mean?
All good.
So,
okay. This person ask him about Ese Little Joker.
Okay. Ese Little Joker story is, I think I was talking with E-Dub, and so we were just talking. So I was telling him, you know, I want two artists. You know, I want to create an artist from scratch. You know, just create it. So I said I want S.A. Lil Joker and I want S.A. Lil Puppet. And I want S.A. Lil Joker to be that character he is, you know, that kind of whiny, you know, and you know, really just to play into all Chicano rap kind of, you know, there's Chicano rap stereotypes in the sense of style and all that. So just I want S.A. Lil Joker and I want S.A. Lil Puppet. Okay. And so Mad Dog, you know, Madog or Mad Dog, however it was said, he was the character. Okay. So, and it's funny because I mean, Mad Dog, you know, you know, he was dope. Rest in peace, you know. First of all, you know, he died last year, but he, you know, on wax probably did better as S.A. Lil Joker than his own persona. Okay. You know, and so yeah, so E-Dub picked the right person, and he really, you know, hit the spot that we were trying to really hope for and get.
Now here's a question really quick that somebody asked, and hopefully I can read it. Why was Fully Strapped rebranded and was rebranded Inland Click instead of having their album Hostile Takeover? Yeah.
Okay, so LSD, when they came out, I mean, there's different levels of rap. LSD came out like, you know, like some artists, they build up over time. LSD was probably the fastest selling Chicano rap group of all time because they just sold fast. You know, like Lil Rob, he's a perennial seller. You know, he's gonna sell forever. Right. LSD came, I mean, they just
shot through the roof.
They just ripped it up. But LSD wasn't so necessarily a group, but Joker. Okay. So to answer that guy's question, you know, Joker was LSD, you know, but you know, I guess, you know, some people have their name is a group, right? But it's their, you know, their homies. You know, they did you know, a verse or two and all that. So LSD primarily was Joker, and if you look inside the LSD album, you'll see just Joker, you know, posing. Okay. All right. Now, when Inland Click came out, it probably would have been better to call Inland Click LSD, like the guy said. But Inland Click was concentrated more on Joker's homies. Whereas they were just, you know, scattered in that one. So you had A-Bomb, who was at that time was the youngest Chicano rapper. Okay. So he was like, when he did that, he was probably like 11 years old, you know. He was just young, you know. Yeah. And had Channel Brown, who to me was dope. You know, I don't know why we never really did an album with him, but he was like dope. And A-Bomb was dope. So we never got the A-Bomb album or the Channel Brown album, but they were both dope. So that whole clique was you know, just dope, man. Oh. And but we call it Inland Click because technically LSD was Joker.
Okay. Hopefully that answers your guys' question. The next one is I'm going to say that one for last. What happened to S.A. Rich Rock? What happened to S.A. Rich Rock?
Okay, S.A. Rich Rock, you know, first of all, was a genius. You know, he like I say, he embodied all, you know, what, you know, the positive aspects, you know, Chicano rap. He is conscious, you know, the culture. You know, if you ever listen to the song, "Don't Let No One Get You Down," Spanish Fly, I mean, that should be the anthem, you know, the Chicano anthem. Okay. And for some reason, we didn't put it in the album, so I had to take out about 2 or 3 songs from the Trust No Man. I mean, which, you know, retrospect, I should have just left them in, but I was, you know, it's like, man, we giving them a lot of stuff here. Yeah. You know, so, you know, we can use that for the next album. Okay. You know, and
I'm gonna ask you.
But one thing,
Go ahead,
like I
finish
said,
up,
he
'cause
was
I have a tough question for you.
Okay, he was like I say, he was a genius, you know. But as you know, I'm not saying nothing that's not already out there. You know, he struggled with, you know, some issues and stuff.
Some personal issues.
Yeah, so that kind of, you know, it kind of halted. I mean, he lives on through the music, but you know, he was going to be a dynamo, you know. So you know, like I say, yeah, he's kind of was my favorite, you know.
Okay. Now let me ask you something that somebody asked here. Ese Rich Rock, some people have argued. Well, they try to argue with me. I just listen. They'll say Ese Rich Rock, Spanish Fly was Chicano Rap Foundation, Familia Records. Okay. People will say no. Kid Frost, La Raza was Chicano Rap Foundation. I want to present this question to you that somebody asked. Who was first, Ese Rich Rock or Frost, as far as that you can label as Chicano Rap Foundation?
Okay, I'd say, you know, Familia Record was like more underground.
Okay.
You know, we got no airplay. You know, so we had the any sales we got. You know, that was me. You know, and then Tomas came later. You know, that's just pure sweat street. You know, I had some background in sales, and so I think that had a lot to do with it because I wasn't scared to cold call. So I had to build it store by store. Right. It was no, you know, most labels have the luxury of just distributing. I had to go to almost every store, open that account up, and turn it into a Chicano rap account.
Wow.
So, you know, what I don't get credit for, I think, is, you know, I'm not saying it was conscious in a way, but before Chicano rap, you walk in the swap meet, all you hear is house music.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm the one that kind of killed house because I got the store sellers to take Chicano rap on.
Yeah.
And add it to, you know, their arsenal.
Okay.
And eventually that, you know, kind of killed house, you know, because house was really, you know, you had, you know, Humpty Vision and all that, you know.
Yeah.
Because house was really banging in LA. I think in other cities it's still.
Yeah.
But I know, and I used to go to like kickbacks, neighborhood kickbacks, you know, and, you know, I was really involved with it, you know.
Okay.
So, and I remember, you know, people were playing house at the kickbacks and stuff, and I'd have, you know, I just play like Spanish Fly or, you know, like Southside Riders or something, and you know, so the girls like, yeah, I like Spanish Fly because of the bass, you know, because when I was making it, it's like, okay, we're gonna rumble right on their booty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so all the vibrations. So so I figured that, you know, and I was right on that. But so yeah.
As far as Ese Rich Rock,
Frost, okay.
Who would you say came out first?
Okay, Frost definitely came out far as, you know, because Widespread, he was on the radio.
Yeah, he had radio play.
Yeah, so that's automatic, you know, and you know, I respect him. I mean, he was in line with the principles of Chicano rap.
Yeah.
You know, before there were, you know,
right,
principles of Chicano rap. You know, in terms of my version and definition, in terms of being culturally, you know, sensitive and addressing the culture of Chicanos.
Okay.
You know, because I remember when I first started the label, there was at Carson High, there was a lot of friction, you know, Latino, black friction and all that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was that teacher that, you know, kids, you know, all races, whatever, they, you know, I was that, you know, I guess, quote unquote, cool teacher that
everybody can talk to.
Yeah. And, you know, like at lunchtime, we all be in there rapping. You know, I think I was at one point the top MC at the school.
Wow.
And I was the teacher. So, you know, but we used to all, you know, gather at lunch and just have a lot of fun, man.
Okay.
And so back to your question, Spanish Fly was on the, I'd say the underground tip. So, you know, it's hard to say because Frost was, definitely the first to get out there like noticeable and all that. But they argue over. I'd say Rich Rock was putting it down underground. Frost. I mean, but Frost did. He's a pioneer. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're not trying to take away from anybody, but people have argued in Chicano rap circles as far as say Rich Rock, Spanish Fly is Chicano Rap Foundation. Other people say Frost, but that I can remember because I told, like I mentioned earlier, I've known say Rich Rock from junior high school, and we were doing demos, But not to take away any credit from anybody else, because I know DJ Tricks, he produced that 18 with the Bullet, but I know that song was, possibly 89, 90 around.
Okay. There was that underground version.
Yeah.
So, however you date that underground, if you want to say who's the first, Frost is authentic Chicano rapper. I mean, he's, to me, he checks all the boxes for what I defined as entry into my particular genre or label. And he checks out. So first of all, we validate that, that's authentic. So he could say that, he can argue and say that he's the first.
Right.
So, I'm sure, but there's just, like you say, we'd have to do a timeline of who actually came out first.
Right.
So so I'd give them both.
Okay.
Nobody would argue either way if you said.
Right.
But I say what separates, Familia Records as opposed to just general was we kind of created a Chicano rap industry.
Yes.
And that's, I think, so he's, I'd say he's the first. Rich Rock maybe trailing a little behind, or however you want to put the timeline. But the industry is more, bringing everybody together, the labels. I mean, we all, interacted, Southland, 805, Capone, and, Jimmy, Latin Kings, and all that.
Yeah. Before I answer my next question, let me go ahead and say that I ran out of time, but we're gonna keep going. Okay, so whenever you're ready to leave, just say, Tony, I'm out of here. But I got a couple of more questions.
Oh yeah, I'm whatever.
Okay, everybody, I know some of you guys said, you know what, go extra long. So I hope you guys don't get pissed off, but I'm gonna finish off these questions. Okay, are you going to re-release any unreleased music? Well, that kind of doesn't even make sense. No, are you going to release any unreleased music? Is there anything that you never released before that possibly you have in the vault that are thinking about possibly just throwing out there?
I had some S.E. Lil Joker stuff. Really a lot of stuff is just basically, I read that comment. Somebody said, yeah, he's sitting on a lot. Yeah, I was sitting on albums just like really unreleased. But I don't know if they'll see the light of day, I guess.
Okay.
Personal enjoyment maybe.
Okay.
But we'll see. Yeah.
Is there a reason why you may never release it? Is it because you just don't want to, or legal issues, or?
Okay, well, like, Chicano rap is also known as the Wild Wild West. So. Okay. But yeah, I mean, some of it may even be creeped on other stuff, or so. We'll see.
Ask him if who he regrets putting out. That's 916 Nando. Ask him if he regrets putting, who he regrets putting out. Is there anybody that you might regret? I regret putting that fool out.
No, because everybody that I put out, we had a good relationship, and there's public beef, but I don't think if we were sitting right across the table, I think it would be okay, because I mean I didn't do anybody wrong.
Okay.
But I explained that maybe that's the next. People want to know, how do we do business in Chicano rap? And when you understand how we do business in Chicano rap, you understand that I couldn't burn anybody.
Okay.
So
good. Ask him about Brown Intentions.
Okay, good story. Yeah. Down, everybody knows Down.
Yeah.
Lean Like a Cholo. So somehow, I don't know how I got in touch with Down, but we talked. He may have sent me a demo or something. And then I talked to him. So I said, let's meet by Paramount Studios. That was our meeting spot. So it was his crew, and then I'd go up there and meet him at the Yoshinoya on Santa Monica and Vine. So he brought their first single, Bounce.
Okay.
Yeah. So I said, well, you know, it's all right, you know. But I knew they had potential, you know.
Yeah.
So we just would meet, man. We must have met like, 2 months, just, on weekends and stuff, trying to, just figure out. So then they, finished the album.
Right.
And so Brown Intentions, featuring Dips. So I said, man, why is it featuring instead of featuring?
Oh, okay.
So he said, because, he's coming out in the future.
In the future? Oh, wow.
So I said, okay. But, like, I like the characters, like Little One, Little One's a character. I mean, it's just, if we had media back then,
right.
all the artists, they basically could, pull off the media. We really had it, as far as characters. I mean, you can't duplicate a Little One.
Yeah.
Or so, but Down's the same way. Down is a character, and so, we did 3 albums together.
Okay.
We did the first one. We did Night Train, and can't think of the other one, but we did 3. And then Down is, he's he played a big role because for Colonia, in Oxnard, he was the label. So he had him. We had Eastside Click. They were good. They, Spanto. His crew, was good.
Okay.
And Down really benefited because he probably, for me, he probably made the most money.
Okay.
So, so he was getting the big checks.
Okay.
He made the most money, I think, in Chicano rap.
Okay.
And because Little Rob had just left, so really everything that was going to go to Little Rob and stuff fell right into
the left.
to Down, and so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if I understand this question right here. It says, why didn't he release any of the unreleased music or press up CDs? I kind of really didn't understand that question. Do you understand it?
Yeah, I think I understand.
This is from Wise Up 89. Why didn't he release any of the unreleased music of pressed up CDs?
Okay.
So.
Well, the market started changing a lot,
Okay.
The CD game kind of became like
extinct.
Unviable.
Yeah.
And I mean, at a certain point, it really wasn't profitable.
Yeah.
I adjusted the game, like I started off 24 track, big budget, like Spanish Fly, big budget Paramount. We redid the single, like I say, 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
It was a costly album. But then what people start coming with less costly albums.
Okay.
Because I think far as in the Chicano rap game, we were the only ones at first really just using the big studios.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, 2 more questions. Why did Murry stop putting out Chicano rap?
Well, I said before, I think the CDs.
Okay.
The game was just it wasn't as profitable. Okay. And I mean the catalog, I guess could support it, but and then some people think I wasn't putting out stuff, but I was putting out a lot of stuff. I mean, but it just wasn't under Familia. It would be, maybe I did a partnership with Tomas on something, or, I put out a lot of the West Side Cartel, Orange County jokes and all that. So some of those albums, a lot of albums. I mean, I probably have about 20 albums that's not my name on it.
Okay.
And then, just looking back, I'll say, wow, I did a lot of albums. I did and I probably executive produced about 70, 80 albums myself, and then with the other albums, so over 100 probably.
Wow.
And then if you look at people who from my tree, whatever.
Yeah.
It's literally, I mean, not joking, it's probably 800 albums probably.
Wow.
I mean, if you look at Chicano rap grew album wise more than any other genre, even though it's a smaller group.
Right.
Because there are a lot of Chicano rap albums.
Right. Okay. This one's my last question. Well, I have one that I want to ask personally after this. How do you see the future of Chicano rap? This is a fan.
Okay, I think Chicano rap, has a future, but it has one with the right plan, and I guess I kind of have some plans, but part of it is, like the Chicano community is kind of like when you go to these other countries, they really support real artists. I mean, like the oldie artists, the real gifted.
Yeah.
It never dies.
Yeah.
So it's always living on. Okay. So part of Chicano rap is victim to, people are kind of gravitate back toward the oldies are original Chicano rap.
Okay.
There's a lot of people out there never heard Spanish Fly.
Yeah.
And don't know what they're missing,
Yeah.
It's, so because I think when Lil Rob came, it was like a reset.
Okay.
But they're always relevant and stuff. But what I'm saying, I think it's a lot of people that just never heard it, and then when they hear it, I mean, it's like it's gonna knock their boots off, and it's just documenting what was going on back then.
Yeah.
And because really, like I said, when I was teaching, the kids came to me, we were talking, and I was like saying, okay, there's nothing really for Chicanos at that. We're talking 1990.
Right.
Okay, there's no really TV shows. There was only Chico and the Man and
Chico and the Man. Paul Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So really only a couple things that you can go to say that's Chicano, and so really it was nothing. So when I talked to them, I said, okay, well, we're going to start this label, and it's part of this overall movement, because I could see it. I say right now there's no, there's nothing for no entertainment for Chicanos.
Right.
So okay, we doing it with the Chicano rap. Like I tell the artists, I want them to be like household names. It may not be household names everywhere, but at least in the Chicano community.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to do, because I was like in psych school, and my thing was, okay, I want to have this so that the Chicanos on the West Coast can communicate with Chicanos in Texas.
Right.
All will have that common
tie.
That common tie through the music.
Right.
And really, I really felt back then, it was like a Chicano world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was you either were in it or you weren't. But it was a Chicano world, we had Lil Rob in common. Spanish Fly, Night Out, nobody else knew about these guys.
Right.
But we knew about them, and they were making hits without radio, and we had that kind of bond in common, and I think that that was real special.
And I think what you said is that they had hits without radio.
Right.
Now I'm going to ask you something coming from me. Spanish Fly released a documentary. I think they just called it Spanish Fly, and it was directed by a black man named Jamal. Okay. He recorded me here for that documentary. I think it's like 30 or 45 minutes. I don't know if you ever saw it. But
no.
Okay. Now, I asked him, because him being a black man, I asked him, I said, did you ever get any slack directing this documentary knowing it's about Chicanos? And he said, like you wouldn't believe. He said that black people actually, in a sense, mocked him for...
Oh, yeah, we didn't get into that. But yeah, I'd say, it was... I mean, as you would figure, a black guy in Chicano rap.
Yeah,
that you know that, just know that, I've seen it all, heard it all. You know what I mean?
But you stuck with it.
I stuck with it, yeah. So, I mean, you know, of course, you have the threats, you know, really a lot of situations that could have went.
Yeah.
You know, because I remember I gave this one guy a CD, because that's how it started. I mean, before I even knew there was a market for it, I said, well, you know, where are the Chicanos? So I went to Santa Ana first, and I'm driving down the street, and so, you know, I see, you know, a group of guys walking down Bristol, you know, the whole gang. I pull over. I get out the car and say, hey, you know, check this out. And the guy said, oh, man, feel me, you know. And it was like, oh, so I said, hey, man, y'all can have it. No, he said, oh, man, this is real cool, man. How much is it? And it never crossed my mind that, I mean, eventually I knew he had to sell it, but I wasn't thinking about the sale. I was just giving it to him.
Right.
And I said, oh, yeah, $2. And it's like, oh, is everybody start, you know? And so I was like, you know, there's a market. I went, first I kind of locked down Santa Ana, and then, you know, spots here and then, you know, Compton, you know, like really, you know, like you mentioned Steve Yano, you know, the Asian American community, people don't know the contribution they made to the rap industry.
Yes.
You know, because without Steve Yano, without Mr. Kim, Compton Swap Meet, you know, there's none of this.
You're absolutely right.
You know.
Right. And without you and Familia Records, you know, there probably would not have been a Familia Records family tree where everybody branches out, and if you would reverse it, everybody comes back to Familia Records. So that's where I want to say on behalf of all Chicanos, thank you. You know, so
there's some that I think would still, I mean, you know, I had a lot of time to analyze it. Right. I mean, people like Slow Pain, you know, I think Slow was gonna come up anyway. You know?
Right.
I'm just saying there were certain artists that, you know, that were kind of, you know, and me and Slow did business stuff, but I'm just saying but his, you know, Slow was coming up with me or without me, or he was already up. But I'm just saying there's certain, you know, like you say, proper dose.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, but many of them were possibly influenced from a lot of the artists.
What you're saying, basically, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
We created the industry.
Yes.
So even if you wasn't with us, you can plug in and shoot your shot.
Right. Let me just give you one example before we give our shout outs. For an example, Steve Yano would have NWA, JJ Fad, Tone Loc, Young MC, everybody rap on those mixtapes. So now those mixtapes go and they give birth to Ruthless Records. Ruthless Records breaks up. You have Ice Cube, he goes on to Westside Connection. Okay, here you have Dre, he goes on to Death Row. Then he goes on to Aftermath. And Cube goes on to different bigger groups. Here comes 50 Cent, here comes Eminem, here comes Kendrick Lamar. And if you would reverse that, all of that comes back down to the Swamp Meet mixtapes. That's all I'm saying, that if you reverse all this Chicano rap, it all points back to Familia Records.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So,
whether people want to admit it or not,
who cares? Nobody wants to admit it, but but I mean, I thank you for like having this format, because, you know, there's no avenue for me to actually.
Well, I thank you for accepting my invitation and coming and sharing with us and setting the record straight, because I don't think anybody will argue. Again, I talked to my boy Dash, Tricks, Night Owl. No one has ever denied that the first Chicano rap label was Familia Records and the owner was Murry Brumfield. There it is there. So, anyways, I asked you for the public to be in my Chicano rap documentary, and you have said yes. So we're good. We're gonna document this in the Chicano rap documentary, because it has to be documented. We got to cover the roots, the foundation of this.
Oh, but let me say one thing.
Yes, sir.
You know, one of my early, I mean, You ever heard of Mixmaster Spade?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I was his manager. That was my first.
Oh shit! Now you remember this
for more after his Toddy T thing, but me and Spade went around. He took me to Warren G's house. So this before there was any Snoop Dogg,
Right.
So he took me to Warren G's. So we were all in Warren G's bedroom, Warren G's doing stuff, and I just came within a hair's breadth of saying, what you doing? I'll put you up. I figured he was Dr. Dre's brother or something. I just came, but I came that close, So
Right.
so the 213 would have been Familia.
Wow.
Like I say, things break right. Mac 10 was already on the First Amendment group. So technically, I mean, and actually, I had the idea for, like what Eazy-E was doing. But I was teaching at Washington High. It was kind of like the image was being built pretty good there. And I really thought that if I did that, that would distract from what was going on. But actually, that was what the key was. The controversy. Okay. So, and then this is very important. Then when I went to Carson, I was like, you know what? I'm just wherever this thing goes. I'll probably get fired or whatever. I'm just saying, wherever this goes, I'm gonna go with it because I missed the first time. Because people talk about Compton, but they don't talk about the old, real Eastside Compton. I mean, names like Bartender, Pitts Brothers, Yogi, Turtle, these guys, I grew up with, know them, and they're street legends.
Right.
And, when I, especially in the Hoodlum records on like West Present, I try to put in that feel of when I'm in the studio, I'm like back in Compton, as a teenager, and I'm trying to make music for those guys. The original, people. And then, like I say, myself included. I mean, I was, I think everybody in East Compton, that whole, everybody knows, I think we created that culture, what came today with the slang and everything, because we were there, right? From day one. So, and I think that helped me in the music. People might think, yeah, teacher did it. Nah, but it was a real guy from Compton,
from the hood,
that happened to go to school and and escaped Compton, in the sense that everybody's at risk.
Yeah.
And so I tossed it up with the legends and in the street back in the old days. So it's,
well, you definitely got a dope story, man. When I think about Mixmaster Spade, here's what I hear: I'm Mixmaster Spade and I'm ready to rock. That's just dope. At this point, brother, any shout outs you want to give? Anything you want to say to anybody out there as we close? I'm sorry we have to close. I know we can keep talking, but I want to save some of this info for the documentary. So if there's anybody you want to shout out?
I mean, man, San Diego, man, Night Owl, Little One, even Lil Rob, Slush, Fernando, Tricky, Shadow, I mean, we all had, good times. I mean, regardless of any beef, and, we all, Manny, we all just, it is what it is, Riverside, Joker, LSD, Inland Click, A-Bomb, Channel Brown, JR, Riverside, Cisco, Sicko, Lil Sicko, Lil Blackie.
Okay.
Dave, the producer who produced all the Inland stuff, shout out, man. Oxnard and 805, Tomas, Underworld Records, CALI Lifestyle, Triple C, Young Spanks, Rodrigo, we had Discos La Raza. He produced Los Malvados, just a whole, I mean, Espanto, you know, Down, you know, Dips, Eastside Click, and on to LA, you know, Spanish Fly, you know, Das, Toker, you know, Rich Rock, Mr. Wicked, you know, homeboy here, Mr. Junebug, you know. So that just, you know, there's some love that's, you know, that's just goals, you know. And man, just so many artists I can name, man. But yeah, that's
okay. That's about it. First of all, let me say thank you for coming. Thank you, Murry. That's my first shout out. Murry Brumfield, owner, CEO of Familia Records family, Hoodlum Familia. So thank you so much for your rich history and this whole, not only Chicano rap game, but also in the rap game within itself. So other than that, let me give a shout out to my neighborhood, the city of Wilmington, the Harbor area, Carson, San Pedro, Torrance, Lomita, everybody out there. You guys know who you guys are. But also let me give a shout out to San Diego, Tecolote, Little One, Shadow, Little Rob, everybody. Much love, much respect to you guys. And also let me give a shout out to my boy, John motherfucking ELKINS. You guys already know his products. Go to johnmotherfuckingelkins.com and download his nudes. Don't worry, they're all there. Other than that, my boy Daniel, DJ Media Clips. Follow him on Instagram. Give my brother Spice Smuggler, give him a follow. Don't follow him and start unfollowing him. Give him a fucking follow, okay? And my son, B Scallons, for helping me promote this. And other than that, once again, if you want to contribute and you want to give and be a part of history for the Chicano rap documentary, you can still go to the GoFundMe page on my bio on Instagram, or my bio on Facebook, or my bio on here on the description of this YouTube channel. And you can still give, whether $10, $5, $2, whatever. We're still accepting donations, and the incentives are still the same. So other than that, once again, Murry Brumfield, thank you very much for coming out. Sunday, we have a special guest. You're not going to want to miss this one. We have a very, very talented female coming on Sunday, and this girl can blow. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. This girl can blow. You'll be surprised who it is, so stay tuned. Other than that, Murry, thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, one last shout out, man.
Yes, sir.
Hoodlum family, man. Scotty, Dick 'em Down, Solo, 40 ounce, Be Upon, you know, all the guys from Inglewood, First Amendment, you know, just, you know, it's part of, you know, the history.
Yeah.
You know, rest in peace, Mixmaster Spade.
Yeah.
And
most definitely, rest in peace. And my brother right here, you gotta give him a shout out.
Oh yeah, it's my homeboy here, Murdoch. Yeah, he's an actor. You know, he's Bad Boys 2. You know, he had a lot of credits, man. Yeah, and over here, Mr. Junebug, sitting in the park. Yeah, he's you know, president of Familia Records now. So So you know, so we'll see what he comes up with.
Absolutely,
Yeah, so.
absolutely. Well, the future looks bright. And hopefully, I said by this time next year, the Chicano rap documentary will be out. So we'll be definitely in contact soon, and we'll set up a place and time so that we can document all of this.
Okay.
So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Sunday, have a blessed night. Make sure you drink a couple of Modelos, a couple of shots, take your lady in the room, and okay, we'll talk later. Have a blessed one.